Ain't nothing wrong with a little old school.
Come on, man.
With the Joker. Yeah.
Old school.
Who the king? Come on now. You thought you was about to whoop me, nigga?
Now, I don't know how y'all feeling tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but this Stacey Adams, and tonight I want you to step the corn off your feet, you feel? But for real, though, all your bills are paid, everything is taken care of. You out here with the one you love or the one you want to love. All my DJs, let's get them on the floor. Woo! Step, 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 step. 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 Is it because it's your birthday? Or is it because it's your anniversary? Yeah. Whatever it is, you know you deserve it. Yeah. Whatever it is, you know it's worth it. You need to move your body. Step, 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 step. For everybody. Step just because you might be with the love of your life. Step just because tonight might be your lucky night. Yeah. Step just because you're independent and you win and know. Step just because you love it. Step just because you love it. You're independent and you win it. You don't need nobody unless you want somebody. All your bills are paid. Nothing's late. You don't need nobody unless you want somebody. Move your body for everybody. Step just because you might be with the love of your life. Step just because tonight might be your lucky night. Yeah. Step just because you're independent and you win it. No. Step just because you love it. Step just because you love it. Abby, Tara, Gemini, Cancer,
Respect my gangster, man.
Virgo, Libra, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces,
You know my gangster, man. You know
you might be with the love of your life. Yeah. Tonight might be your lucky night. You're independent and you win it. You love it. You love it. You might be with the love of your life. Tonight might be your lucky night. You're independent and you win it. You love it. You love it. You might be with the love of your life. Tonight might be your lucky night. You're independent and you win it. You love it. You love
Stay away from me, Joe. Stay away from me. What you doing?
Gemini, Cancer,
Yeah.
Virgo,
There's only one person to say. Not a bunch.
Aquarius, Pisces, stay with me. Yo, Angelo, we done did it again.
You know, don't do yourself, man.
You a DJ and you out here playing this record, appreciate it. And they appreciate it. Look how they move. Come on. Come on. Come on. Miss Lady, don't you stop dancing now. Look at you. Your pretty self. My man, don't stop dancing. Keep stepping.
Hey yo, this your boy Piffy Trilliums. When I'm on Black Pill Radio, I'm rocking with the Joker on the pop-up show. You heard? Salute.
Yeah, this is my man right here, Thugzman. We here in the building with the pop-up show with the Joker. Yeah, that was the song. The opening song was Stacey Adams, Outside of Georgia. How you like that joint, Thugzman?
Fly, I love it. I love it.
That joint get
I
you
gotta be
dancing. That's like a joint that you can use for a family reunion. You know what I mean?
That's barbecue. That's barbecue music.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Get your barbecue on, get your two-step, your drink in your hand. You know what I mean? Yes,
That's
sir. Yes, sir. This was way overdue. This is definitely my brother. My first time ever really talking to you. I've been a fan for a long time.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that.
I could say my first time following you. I'm going way back. I'm going way back. MySpace.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's way back. I still got my MySpace password, too. That's funny you said that.
Yeah, I don't even know my password. I had about 7 of them joints. I don't know that one of them joints. But that was the wave back then, though.
That's a fact.
And you were strong at the time, and I was living down south. I believe you was following me too. You know, I was signed to. I was in a rap group called 85 South Click. We were signed to Sony Records, Main Man Records, and then after Sony dropped the distribution, then we went to Universal with Main Man Records. And at that time I did that, and then I got to management, and then I was managing Flo from the Bad Girls Club, and I brought her to Buffalo twice. And you know, I was living in Anderson, South Carolina, out away from Atlanta. I was down there for 13 years, and I was following you then when you was doing your production and producing, and you know, you was doing your thing. And I don't know if you remember Lemonade. You remember Lemonade?
Yeah, it's my guy, man.
Yeah, me and him did a track together. Now, I'm mistaken. I think he was on the phone with you when we was in the studio. We was in Blue Collar Studio.
Okay.
Yeah, and I did a recording. And me and him did a track, and I was signed at the time. So when I came home to visit, you know, I mean, he wanted to do a collab. We did a joint, and we put him on our mixtape down south, and pushed him out that way. But and then you know, I did that. But enough about that though. But yeah, just to let you know, yeah, I was following you back then, MySpace days. You know, you was grinding, and so you know, let some of the people know a little bit about you right now. Those who don't know who Thugzman is, you know, give them a little brief bio.
Thugzman is the man behind the man. Pause. So I did a lot of production for a lot of people. I would consider myself a legend in the city. You know, I want to say I'm one of the first people besides Kid Code to give a lot of these niggas beats that sound like radio beats.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of work, man. A lot of shit, man. A lot of shit for a lot of people.
Yeah. You definitely was on your grind. You know what I mean? You definitely do what it do. Who inspired you to do what you do? What was that moment in your life when you said, "Yo, I'm a produce. I'm gonna play some instruments. I'm gonna do what I do." What was that day? What was that day like? And how low were you?
Well, you know, I grew up going to church, man. So I was always fascinated by drums and things of that sort because I saw the drum players and all that. So I started with drums. Then it was a time where my father, you know, thank God that they bought me like a keyboard when I was like 11. And I already had the melodies in my head. I could hear it already because I've been hearing it on Sunday service every day.
Right.
I mean, every week. So I was able to just play it without knowing how to read. So, and then the rap factor, I can't say who influenced me rap wise, but just music in general. So
yeah, no doubt. What made me really get involved with what you was doing, that even back then, that your sound was more authentic. Far as the beat, the drums, the piano, everything sound like live orchestrated type production.
Thank you,
And,
man. I was ahead of my time. You know what's funny? We got the Maybach music. We got all that now. But
yeah,
I was playing instruments on records a long time ago. I was ahead of my time, man.
yeah, you
Ahead
was.
of my time.
Because when I was hearing some of the tracks and stuff back in the day when you was putting them beats on certain little platforms and stuff, I was
Mhm.
like, this is not no there ain't an NPC right there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I'm like, nah,
yeah.
that's not an MP right there. That's a you know what I mean? It's facts. I don't remember the artist that you did a track for. She was a singer
Mm.
back in the day, and the bass line on that joint. And then when I seen the credits, as he said, you did everything. You did the drums, piano, bass. You did the chord. You did the whole alignment. And I think you wrote part of the song. And
Oh,
I forgot the name of the girl name though. It was way back, but I remember I met her through my dad. My dad lived on Zenner, and I was, you know me, I was on the streets doing what I do. You know,
yeah.
dad tried to keep me straight because he in a church, he was a deacon
Uh-huh.
and everything. So, he know I did music. So the girl came through one day. He's picking me up from church with the church van and everything. And
Hmm.
she was singing, and she had the CD, and it had Thugzman on it as a producer. She was like, "Yeah, he did the work, this and that, and the third, and he popped it in." This is when CDs was just popping too. So she was
Man.
ahead of her time. So I was happy that she had it on the CD instead of a cassette. You know
Mm.
what I mean? And we popped it in, and I was hearing them chords and everything. I'm like, this brother here, man. And then all along, my cousins know you and all that, and he's like, yeah, Thugman. I said, I don't know him, but I like to meet him because they know I did music. They was like, you need to get with Thugman, this and that, and the third, this and that, And I was like, man, and I knew where your studio was,
Mhm.
on Hurdle.
Oh yeah, Hurdle.
Yeah, yeah.
16
So
Kings out, yeah,
I was on a 23 bus, so I was drive past it all the time. I need to go in there one day.
yeah.
I was going there. You know what I'm saying? I never got a chance to because I lived on the other side of Hurdle. My sister
Okay.
owned a house on by Delaware,
Okay.
and I was renting one of her apartments.
Mhm.
So I never really got a chance to really go that far or Hurdle to go check you out. But and my barber is on Hurdle, which is my man Rudy. You know what I'm saying? Faye
Right.
Factory. So that's why I just get my shape up and stuff. So and Malek was in there too. Malek was telling me about you too. And he was like,
All right.
yo, you up the street. You know what I'm saying? That and the third. So I'm like, man, I gotta go get down there, man. But so pretty much, I pretty much was skimming past you throughout the journey, and then I finally get to have an interview with you when I'm in the media circle. I'm still in the music too. I'm still doing my thing.
Yeah.
Um,
It's the time now, man.
yeah, oh
Shout
yeah, definitely.
out to Malek, that's my brother, man. That's my other brother.
Yeah. Yeah, Malek was at the barber. He was at the Faye Factory before he moved to the spot he at now.
Mm.
But and I knew, I told Rudy, yeah, that's my man. And me and Rudy grew up since we was little. So it's like I said, that's my man Malek. I opened up for the Upstate Click back in the day. When I was in the pack with Marijuana, and we did a couple shows together. So and it's good that he's in a good position right now and everything. So that's blessed right there. What other projects you got going on now? What's coming in 2021? Matter of fact, what's out right now first? What you got out right now that you produce for somebody or a piece of work, a piece of artwork you put together?
I got my Untitled. It's on Spotify and all that. They can look up Thugzman and look that up. I got another one dropping next week. It's called Lacinas. So we doing some. It's funny you doing this interview now because it's about to be some changes in the tide. I'm about to take over a couple things.
All right.
So yeah, this one is kind of heavy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You working. You know what I'm saying? What you got for 2021? You got some big projects. You working with a couple of good artists that's coming out. Are you behind the scenes on some things?
Well, I did some interlude for Conway new album. His first studio album dropping. The other one wasn't the studio shape. This is his studio joint. So that was my partner. Like that was my high school partner. Like that's my boy. So yeah, I did that. So I got a lot of shit going on, man. I ain't gonna brag. How you doing?
Oh yeah, you stay working. Yeah, Conway. Yeah, he definitely and I think he got in my top 5 after I heard the track he did with Method. And I said my top 5 didn't change.
He's one of my favorite artists, man.
Yeah, my top 5. Yeah, my top 5 changed, man. I'm like, yo, dude, man, this brother here, man. They're not just
The thing about him, not to cut you off, the thing about him is, it's funny watching the world know this nigga. Like I know what he can do. He hasn't even tapped into the shit he can do. They was, did you hear that joint that he did with Juicy J? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And he did,
that joint.
And all that, they was like, man, I didn't know he can get into that pocket. And I'm like, nigga, the amount of destroy any nigga, I hand clapping that motherfucker will fuck. Yeah, he's the dangerous nigga.
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah,
stay away
right.
from him like him.
Facts, because that I seen a snippet on Instagram, and I didn't know what it was at first, and then I seen the Juicy J, then I seen hashtag Conway. I'm like, hold up. I said, word? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, word for real?
Man,
Then I sat back and replayed it back and listened to it. I'm like, man, this is crazy. I said, this bananas.
yeah,
I haven't heard nothing like this in hip hop history, man. You know what I mean? I mean, not taking away from the golden era, because that was the era of some true MCing, but he just changed the game on a whole other wave of MCing, period. If cats don't hear that, they hating or they don't know hip hop. Either or. I'm just saying.
I was at his house maybe last summer, and he played I don't know if I could say this, but I'm gonna say it. It's cool.
Okay.
He played a record with Jeremiah that was fucking nuts. And I looked at that nigga, I said, Joe, you rap like a drummer. Like, you don't even play the drums, but he raps I don't know if this record gonna ever get released, but if you ever release that record, nigga, you bugging, nigga. You wildin'.
Yeah.
So that's
He's definitely a lyrical instrument. He's definitely a lyrical instrument. He inspires me because I was very heavy and picky on bars back in the day. I was a homeless cat in Buffalo playing basketball and rapping. That's where people know me from Divine and Debonair to
Divine was just at my studio yesterday. That's funny. Peace of Divine.
Word. Now, out of all the OGs, from Divine and Debonair to probably DJ Papa and all them cats, they used to always see me roam the streets of Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? I was, I was a hustler. I was a gambler, pretty much. I gambled, shooting hoops, and I battle cats, rapping. That's how I survived. So that's why people never took me serious.
Right.
In rapping, because I was on the street home, I was hooping. You know what I'm saying? And when I do, you know what I'm saying, to get put some food in, I was taking care of my son at the same time. So I was all over. I was in South Buffalo. I was in North Buffalo. I was in Hamburg. I was in the suburbs. I was everywhere. You know what I mean? They called me Mr. Everywhere. I was everywhere. So it's like back then, that's it. I was a Divine and Debonair fan. So I used to go to all these shows, man. And I didn't know where I was going to sleep at night, but I always was out and about doing what I do. And I stayed out there. And I'm going to get Divine and Debonair on my podcast, too, because we did a radio one on my radio edition, but we're going to do a podcast one and let people know the story of what was really going on, with the connection with me and Divine and Debonair. So it's like, and them brothers got a story to tell, and they already talking about a biopic. I don't know if I should be saying this, but yeah, they supposed to be working on a biopic too. So, because I think they was one of the first, if not the first, ones to really be played on SoundScan WBOK rotation.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, not just being played, but SoundScan rotation, where them checks is rolling, publishing.
Yeah.
So I think they was one of the first ones, as a local independent artist to do that. And and now it's hard. How do you feel about mainstream radio? Do you think they undercutting new artists now to get played on the radio, or you think just because of the digital world took over?
I think mainstream radio is politics. It's cool. It's controlled by certain aspects and certain entities, which is fine. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just business as usual. You know what I mean? I mean, I believe a lot of people are going more underground to find their music now because they're kind of sick of the same.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Right, right, no doubt. I feel the same way too. I don't. Do you think that artists should push to be on the radio, or just do their own thing and keep it social media?
You know what? The thing is, artists can now sell records underground. You can sell 1,000 records by yourself, and you can
Hmm.
keep your own money. You know what I mean? So it's like at that point, it's like, do I need to be on radio to be a star? Am I trying to be a star, or am I trying to make money off my craft, or generate, a blessing to my talent? At this point, I don't want to be a star. I'm afraid I don't want to be a star. I would rather just sell my music to where I'm gonna sell it to. So I don't really require radio, for
Right,
me. You know?
right, right, right. Yeah, I usually tell artists that if you want to go that route, you got to do corporate things.
Yeah, you gotta do some. Yeah, you gotta rub fingers with the. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So.
you got to understand the do's and the don'ts.
Mhm.
Um, you know, it's a get in when you fit in game, but at the same time, you got to talk to that right person to help you go to that next level. But you got to be ready to make changes.
Right.
You got to get ready to make changes on all things, far as your swag, music, sound, everything.
That's a
If
fact.
you ready, if like I tell people, the music industry to me, as me being signed to Sony and Universal, is I've never been in the service, but I've been in boot camp before because I was a
Mm.
badass motherfucker. I was bad as hell. But I've been in boot camp to understand the military side of things,
Mhm.
and I feel that the music industry is like the military. You know what I mean? It's like they control everything that you do and say. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
and that's the thing I tell people. If you want to go corporate, you got to get used to, right now you got to get used to get told what to do. And like if I'm been a music manager for 10 years, and I say, and I tell them, I show them, this is what you got to do, and I'm gonna treat you like the industry.
Mm.
And then they get mad at me. I said, you don't want to say you want to go corporate. You don't want to say you want that. You want that. You want to be up there with Drake and them.
That's a fact. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you got to follow the rules and regulations what you got to do, and especially if you want to go up there fast, you got to be careful.
That's a fact. It's
Because
a lot of ins and outs, man. It's a lot of a lot of secretive things that
yeah, that's the thing I try to get in there, man. I'm like, I'm gonna keep it 100 with them. I'm like, listen, you know what I mean? I mean, if you want to get involved in certain situations, you better be ready to ball. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, this game is nothing to play with, and people think when I say that they think I'm BSing, and I said, man, listen, you got to get in that YouTube. YouTube is telling it all now. They not hiding nothing no more. You know what I mean? They ain't hiding nothing. They ain't hiding nothing. You see what Jaguar doing?
Oh yeah, she wild. She crazy with that.
Yeah, you see what Jag doing. Shout out to Jaguar. Shout out to her. Yeah, she gave me permission to use a couple of her things she be doing and saying on my skits on my album. So she gave me she gave me the email stamp approved. So she's gonna be on my Haters album. Yeah, doing some things. But yeah, she's definitely spilling the beans. And I tell cats, you got to educate yourself on the business side and on the hands-on business side. You know what I'm saying? So, if you're ready to ride that boat, go ahead, do what you do. I mean, I wish you well, and I hope I see you on TV. But just don't let me know how you got there. I don't none of my business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, maneuver through, man. You can maneuver through the snakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
you
just
can.
being careful. I mean, you gonna run into them, so you know it's
Yeah,
fine. I respect it because I respect the game. I respect
yeah.
how it works. You know, I don't have to agree with everything, but I respect it. It's
I
their game.
respect it, I do.
You know what I mean? You
Me,
play it or you don't want to play it.
right. You know, as I was at Universal, so it's like I'd have been at that round table. You know what I mean? It's like, and I had to pretty much, you know, um, I had to get on my element, my character, in a couple of those meetings, man. And and you got to threaten folks. Don't let me come back with this jump off, man.
Right.
Like, come on. Like, yeah, I've been through some storms. Try to be professional, and then they kicked me out the group. But then then I had my lawyers like, yo, y'all can't use nothing. They got my name on it because I'm gonna sue the hell out you. I'm gonna get that bag. So, as a producer, how do you do business? Not in detail, but how do you do business to how to produce an artist? And somebody come to you and say, your Thugzman, I need this project done. Maybe the song is so and so, so and so. What's the first thing that you tell them to do? Do you ask them, do you have a budget or what you trying to do? What level you trying to go at? What's your actual 1, 2, 3 step? I should say.
Well, as of lately, I try not to take on a lot of projects because I'm trying to do what I'm doing because I've spent most of my career producing everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It benefits, but I'm doing what I'm doing now. But what I would say was, let me hear what you got, what you willing to spend, and we'll go from there.
Right. Facts. 'Cause a lot of artists come to me all the time, like they don't know where to start. I get DMs on me all the time because they know I'm a marketing manager, music manager, and also a music manager. Then I also am involved with different streams to help people get recognized and get known.
Right.
As far as my radio and my podcast, but I tell them, I said you don't have no layout, no goals, no, like, are you doing this in the studio? Are you recording? You don't know what market you want to hit. You don't know what type of audience you want. It's like, there's a lot of artists. I know you run to a lot of that. I know you run to millions of that out of your whole career being a producer because just off this short little 15, 20 years, me managing and being involved, I know I done seen a lot. I done seen a lot of artists come to me like, I'll be like, and they want shortcuts. How you feel about shortcuts? Don't that make you feel some type of way sometimes? You see artists trying to do shortcuts.
It does, but if they can apply the shortcut properly, then it's cool. But it ain't no work around this, man. It's or you'll be like a little Nas X or something. Like they'll push you there, and then you can't produce. So you want to work from the ground up. And no disrespect, no disrespect to Nas. I'm just saying, like you want to work on your craft. So when that opportunity presents itself, you listen. If I come with a hot single the first time,
right,
I got something for you the next. Yeah, I got something. You know what I mean?
Right. Cool. So, yeah, you got to keep it going, and I see a lot of artists do that, and I try to get them some confidence to do something to where you can keep it rolling, to where you don't have to take too many shortcuts, because sometimes them shortcuts can fail you. I know back when I first started really getting to the business part, after I did a lot of reading, I tried to do a little shortcuts. It just don't work. It just don't work for me.
Me too. I tried it. We all tried it.
You know what I'm saying? It didn't work for me, boy. I was in the hole for a minute trying to make something happen because there's a lot of people, especially back then in the early 90s, late 90s. I think late 90s was a little more easier to get involved with certain studios, but you had to get in when you fit in because they were still busting heads to the white meat, and then the prices didn't drop down until like I say about 2005.
Right.
Then you've seen more people have in-house studios, programs. Fruity Loops came out, and all this coming out, and people was pretty much growing when they was making beats on their phone. You got people like Soulja Boy that made millions off making a beat off a phone. So it's like, they didn't change the game. I seen the transition living down south. I moved to down south in 2000. I moved back to Buffalo, 2012, and just in that decade right there, man, it was a heavy transition in music, especially in hip hop, especially in East Coast hip hop. The sound of R&B changed. How did you transition with it? Did you go with the punches, with the trends, or you kept your same style?
I won't lie, like I didn't run into a trend at a time, you know what I mean? Because I like to evolve with the music. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
it's no music that they can possibly put out that I can't evolve with. Like I can like I'm not an old head that's just like, oh well, this sound like that, and I can't. I'll never sound like an old head on a record because I have God gave me the gift. Thank God, man, He gave
yeah,
me the gift to be able to acclimate to music. Like I can hear anything. Like I can hear a rock song and somewhat mimic the style or do things like I'm a man. Listen, I'm a
yeah.
cold motherfucker, man. God done
I already
gave me
know you
vocal
is.
talent. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
like a
man.
Quincy. I'm like Quincy Jones. I'm Thuggy Jones now. That's my new
Yeah,
name.
yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Quincy. With the one thing I like about Quincy is though is I had a question one time on one of my Instagram shows, and I had a question. We was talking about producing, and I said me and Piffy did it together. You know what I mean? I said, yo, if you in the studio, you got somebody in the studio, all the equipment is in the room, everything they need.
Mm,
He don't know how to play nothing. He don't know how to work a computer. He don't know how to do none of that. He don't know how to turn the computer on. He don't even know how to set up a guitar, nothing. But he want to be a producer. And the question I ask a lot of people is, what's his first move? And it took a long time for somebody figured out that we could go to school. Then, nah, he don't want to learn. He don't want to do none of that. He just in a room with equipment and everything.
hmm
Don't know how to play nothing. But he want to be a producer.
Right.
Somebody said it's impossible. I said, no, it's not. Because Quincy Jones is the number one producer in the world. He did a whole album. He produced a whole album without picking up an instrument.
Yeah, that part. Like I like he can write music and write what he wants to be played. Like he don't gotta. I'm at that point where it's like I'm gonna just
Yeah,
write what I think is should
right.
go on the scale, and y'all play that for me because one thing about Quincy, I'll say this too. I don't know if Quincy plays every instrument, but he understands every instrument. I don't. Well, I'll say I don't think he plays every instrument thoroughly, or
Hmm.
but he understands every instrument, and I think that's to the point where I'm at. Like I understand how a sax should sound on the fourth bar or on the,
Right.
you know what I mean. Like I understand it. Like I under. It's the greatest producers, if you've never known, is the ones that understand the music. Like you don't know why you understand it. It's like a baby face. Like a baby
Hmm.
face. I never seen him get on drums, but I bet he fucking tell the drum nigga like you. Even Michael Jackson, I'll tell you that. When I watched the This Is It shit, I was like, is this nigga producer? Because he understands the music. It's
Right.
a language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Michael get mad. I watched that. This is it, Joy. So he got mad at the drummer. He got mad. He's like, no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. He said,
Yeah.
he said, follow me, follow me.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
Yeah. He
beat my
like I
that
know
joint.
what he like I know. Like this shit is in my body. Like I don't know how
Right.
it's here. But yeah, it's a God given talent, man. It's a difference between beat makers and producers and people who really understand music, man.
Yeah.
Understanding music is something. Like I understand gospel music, I understand jazz music, I understand rock, I understand opera. Like I can listen
Mm.
to opera and go, holy
Mm.
shit. Look at the scale,
Wow.
look at the octaves. It's different, like you know what I mean.
Wow.
It makes you weird in the hood, though. Let me tell you that. Don't be in the hood talk about, yeah, man, this opera singer.
Yeah, right. You- they gonna be like, this nigga.
Oh man, got a lot of niggas over being creative. Like, yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
cool to be creative in the hood back when I grew up.
Yeah, right. And yeah. The craft is definitely an art form. It's very understandable because I know I got involved in making beats with the MPC and everything, but I wasn't patient to learn how to use the pads. Like, click this button for this pad, and then you got to go to the sound. all them buttons. I only keyboard that I've learned because I was determined because I couldn't depend on nobody. This is when I was down south and I really wanted to do a project. Nobody wouldn't fuck with me because I was from New York, number one. Plus,
Right.
I was very intimidated.
Right.
Now people tell me that now since I moved out. You know what I'm saying? That you was very intimidated because they really was a lot of people was looking up to my bars, how I write, my lyrical content and everything, and they was and I knew the business.
Mm-hmm.
I knew the music business very well. I read a lot of books. And so I got this Casio. Remember that Casio 1800?
I remember all the Casio.
Yeah, the Casio joint where you could program the beat and make a beat, and you could erase the original loop beat, build it from scratch from each channel.
Oh, you going back in the day?
I learned that first, but I knew it did that. The crazy thing about it though, Thugzman, I knew that it did that, but I didn't know how to start the format. So I went to at the time my baby mama's nephew, because he was real good with keyboards, and he seen my Casio. He was like, yo, uncle, man, let me, you know what I mean? So he started making beats on it. And he was like, I said, yo, how do you do that, man? How you just start? I want to learn how to make the beat. I want to learn how to start making the beat. What I got to do? He said, these two buttons right here, there's a button here to on and off. He said, you got to click both of them at the same time. Boom. And he said that, and then you got to code it. Each track, you pick the track and delete, and it erase everything. You can use them same channels to build your own beat. You can use the interlude, intro. You can use the beat pattern one, and then you can use them as breakdowns. Like you can have one beat breaking down and click. And he taught me all that. So I said, that's all I need to know. I know how to make a beat. I have rhythm. You know what I'm saying? I play the drums too. So once I did that, it was a wrap. I produced my first EP, almost every track but one.
Wow.
I did all the beats on it. Came out with the EP. I did my first feature was with a cat that was pretty much, I could say he was in a famous circle, but he wasn't famous. His name was Killer Crepple. He was part of the Killer Bees, Wu-Tang.
Okay.
He was Puerto Rican, looked at white, but he was Puerto Rican. But his bars was stupid. And I met him traveling with the fair, and he was traveling. He said he did it because his I think his wife at the time was a carny, and so he traveled with her just to travel. But he had the Wu-Tang jacket, he had the Wu-Tang gear, everything Wu. He was part of the Killer Bees. Like I actually, was on his little flip phone. He was talking to Method and all them cats. Like he was. RZA called him and all that. I mean, that's crazy. But his name was Killer Crepple. I don't even know what Killer Crepple doing right now. But
shout out
we
to
did
Killer
a track on there.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, Killer Crepple, man. Shout out to Killer Crep, man. He was part of the he wasn't on the Killer Bees album, but he was on the Killer Bees mixtape series. They came out with the Wu-Tang back then. They came out with a series. I don't know how many series they came out with all the cats on it, but he was on a couple of them joints. But his lyrical content was a beast, and we had a joint called "Let Me Find Out." And I did the beat. We did the whole joint, man, and that was on my EP. I can't find a copy nowhere, but I know somebody in South Carolina got that copy of that album. I think my man DJ Tuck, who's probably gonna be on my show in a couple of days. If he got that joint, I'll go ahead and buy it off because I need that. Yeah, but that was one of my first projects. It was called "Building an Empire." Was the name of the album.
Yeah, we gotta find that.
I gotta find that joint, and then I did a gospel joint on there too because I was real heavy in the church at the time. I did a little gospel joint too, and my man Stevie P was on the bass. He was killing the bass. He also an MC too, but that was back in about 2000 and. That had to be about 2000 and maybe 2006, 2007. I did that, man, and that was my first project CD ever. And then I built from there, and figured out more in the business and everything. But that's my little story. Pretty much of how I've learned, and I learned a lot of my stuff when I was down south. So that was definitely a blessing. Well, Thugzman, man, was been a pleasure, big dog. Being on the pop-up show with the Joker.
Man, it's a pleasure, man. I'm enjoying
You know
myself,
what I
man.
mean?
Enjoying myself.
Let people know your social media, your website, all the little places they can find you at, just in case they want to get a hold of you. Because they know I got your Instagram right there, which is Thugzman. Let them know your other little platforms that they can find you at.
I'm on Facebook. I need to stay off Facebook because I'm crazy as hell. But my name is Brodimus Wellington on that. Don't ask me where I got that name from. But if you find me, you find me. If you don't, you don't. Because I don't really want you to find me. But
Right.
that's that. But I got Thugzman TV on YouTube and Thugzman on YouTube too, man. So it's a lot of stuff I don't come out with, but I'm about to produce a lot more and just start coming out with shit. I'm coming outside. I told. It's funny because I told Shay, rest in peace, Shay. That's my brother. I love you, baby.
Yeah,
And I told him, you just want to be in here, don't you? Look. She's the star.
But if you're a superstar,
Yeah, she's the star. I told him. It's funny, before he even passed, I was like, yo, I'm coming outside this year. Because, they always be like, yo, I'm an introvert. So I be in the house, I be doing what I do. So I told him, I told Farmer Ross, told them niggas, I'm coming outside, 38 spare. I told them niggas, I'll be out here, man. Watch.
okay. No doubt.
Y'all find me. Y'all see me in a minute.
Yeah, you out here now because I put you out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yes, sir. You got the little princess right there.
Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah, glad to see you outside doing what you're doing because you definitely have a gift that you need to explore. That God wants you to definitely let people hear and inspire people and save some lives. Because this Corona-19 ain't playing no games. And I don't want no smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want no smoke with the, you know what I mean?
Right.
Stay out the way. I'm just waiting till the second quarantine to come through so we can really move how we want to move after it's over. They start these vaccines. I don't know if I want to take it. I'm scared. I'll be honest.
I'll wait to the third trial. They can get me maybe on the third or the fourth trial. I'll holler at them.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I got to go. Yeah. I got to be in the 6th round draft pick on that.
Yeah. I played. We'll play the bench on that one, bro.
Yeah, for a minute. Let's see what's popping because they said on the 18th they got the doctors across our nation taking all the doctors on the 18th. So we're gonna see what them doctors looking like. How many of your doctors you gonna call to get your medication? They're gonna say he in the hospital hungover. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. That's just gonna be a test of what's going on. Louis Farrakhan told everybody that he don't want nobody to take the vaccine until he meets with the president Biden. They're supposed to meet up. I believe I think Israel posted up on the web. They're supposed to get together. I think on the 25th of January. So, Louis Farrakhan gonna be at the White House and see what's going on. So that's the only minister that I know that we can trust right now because the other ministers of these churches they ain't doing nothing but getting a bag. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna keep it 100. I'm like you, Thug. I grew up in the church, but I also know what was behind them curtains in churches too. You know
I know the bullshit of the church, man. Listen.
Yeah.
Like I was blessed to have parents that let me go outside, so I was able to be the church boy street nigga. So it's not to me. It's like So I was able to see both sides of the coin. So I can get into in the circle of street niggas and they know you can feel my spirit, but then I can get in the circle of church people and they can feel my spirit as well. So I was blessed, man. It's duality, It's all yin and yang. You feel me?
Okay, be honest. What was the rough side of that coin, the church or the streets?
I'm gonna say the church. The fucking street. Shit, nigga, the street. Yeah, I learned the street fast. I didn't learn that church shit that fast. Them motherfuckers.
Right. But that church on the other side of that coin. But ooh, I got a story. I can write a book. That's why I like Tyler Perry so much.
Okay.
Because he exposed a lot of things that's the truth. But him, and the other writer named Emmanuel. What's his name? He wrote some of the stories of the Saints and Sinners.
Mm. Okay.
You know what I mean? Series, and them two brothers right there, man. They actually put a light around what's really going on and telling the truth, and I like that about them, man. But
You know
I
what?
didn't.
My little brother Tony Cora, man, he put me onto Greenleaf, and I was like, oh, okay, I see what they doing in this Greenleaf series. All right.
Okay, yeah. Somebody told me about that Greenleaf series. My man hit me up, said, yo, you into the movies and the plays, the Greenleaf? You know what I'm saying? Because they had because I think that's the same company that did a play on
Mm.
that series. They did a play on the series for a couple years too, and he was saying they came to Buffalo like a couple years ago to Shades,
Mm.
and you know what I'm saying I missed that, but it's at that same person, but I heard something about that. I gotta check that out, but.
Yeah, check it out when you get time. Yeah, man.
It's
It's
definitely I gotta go
interesting.
on the Hulu and do what it doing and check that out because I know my man Medea ain't playing no game. She letting it be known. Like,
Man,
you know
listen,
what I mean? You like
I,
keep it
I
100.
got a joint. I got a joint that I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna call it because in my organization, the church, I grew up in Kojic, so that was a very strict joint. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I got a joint where I'm gonna start telling Kojic stories on my YouTube. I won't do it on my Facebook so much because
Yeah,
everybody know me. Like it's like my family on Facebook, so they like, yeah,
yeah,
you wildin'. But on YouTube, it's like people who don't know me. But I'm gonna start telling them joints, man. Like
yeah,
nigga,
yeah,
nigga,
yeah.
bye.
Yeah. Listen, man, I got stories. I was gonna do an album,
Mm.
a hip hop album, man, talking about my experience in the congregation, man, and I got some stories. Ooh.
Yeah,
Man,
do
from
it.
being down south, the Bible Belt, stop playing. That's a whole. Man, man, Tyler Perry need to just go down there and just stay at the corner and just sit. He
Right.
all the stories he want. All the stories he want. He can be. Man, look at here, man. He gonna bring Medea back and everything, doing something like that. You know what I mean?
That's a
But
fact, bro.
it's real talking, and what I'm saying, and even me, even me as a person, man, I keep 100, man. I done did some crazy things in the congregation too. You know what I mean? I put hands on cats and all that in the church. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You ain't the
At
only.
that note, yeah, at that note, I'm gonna have to play one more song, short little introduction song before we get up out of here because I think a lot of people need to understand something. Let me see, where is that? I guess in one of my folders. Let me see which one it is. But yeah, cats need to understand where we coming from. You ever wanted to get into writing and film?
I thought about it. I wanted to shoot a movie. I had an idea. I just didn't. I be doing so much that I can't focus on shit the way I want to. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to do the best I can in 2021. But yeah,
Yeah, I definitely want to do something like that. Also, I got some ideas too, but definitely, when it comes to the church movement, I think a lot of people need to definitely understand the culture of it. It's good things. We ain't just talking. If those who watching this, we ain't just talking that the whole church movement is bad because it's not.
I loved it.
You know what I'm saying?
I loved it. It's just the
Yeah,
bullshit that it's bullshit. But I love the experiences. Most of them that I had. So
yeah,
yeah, it's not just knocking you down. I ain't trying to knock God's
yeah,
word.
right, right.
You know.
Right. We all human. We've been through some things. I met some of the nicest people down south in the church that looked out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That were gangsters and all that back in the day. They looked out for a brother like me, man, who didn't have nothing.
Mm.
All I had was my two kids that I really cherished that was down south. And now they moved here in Buffalo. So they moved in Buffalo now. So I'm not in Buffalo. I'm in Indianapolis right now, but you know what I'm saying? They in Buffalo now today. So they closer to their father's side of the family, my side of the family. So it was good for them to transition and learn a whole new culture of family. Because different church down south, but different church where we come from. Unless you still got the old school cats that's from the south, like your great uncles and all that, still living. You might still have that old school vibe, but nowadays it's a whole different type of church, especially in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Type of church. So,
Yes,
you know,
sir.
you don't know if you're going to church or going to East Ferry Street. I'm just saying.
That's a fact,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying? So, you know. But on that note, I got to play my man Toby real quick. You
Cool,
know.
back.
Jesus, not me. Cause I throw hands. Judge,
This.
please don't try me. Cause I fight.
I've heard this before, man.
I know what he said about getting slapped. But if you touch me or mine, we gon' have to stop. Please don't try me. Cause I fight. I have no problem laying these hands. Try Jesus. Don't try me. Cause I throw hands. Try Jesus. Please don't try me. Because I fight. What you say? Turn the other cheek. Oh, but this one part of the Bible that just don't sit right with me. So try Jesus. Please don't try me. Cause I fight.
Y'all throw it in.
I have no problem laying these hands.
Yes, sir. And that's a fact.
That fits so well.
Yeah, that was a good ending. That's a good ending on this podcast interview, man. That's that. When them boys did that, man, they did it better than, and they put the gospel sound in it to give it that spiritual, and that's the realest gospel song of all time.
It probably is. That's a fact. Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean? I will keep it 100. That's the realest. Kanye West can't top that.
Nah, he ain't got enough of that.
That's that right there. That's the number one gospel song of all time. Like, you know, he kept it 100.
That's
You know what I mean? But yeah, Thugzman, man, we definitely gonna have to get together, man. You know, let me know when your project done, because I definitely would like to do some work.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna hit you up, man, when it release, man. You'll see it.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm gonna definitely support the movement you got going on and all that good stuff. And I want to do a project or a song or two. I'm still working on the Haters album as we speak. I've been working on it for about 3 months. I'm gonna be working on it probably the whole year 2021. My goal is to release in the summer, but it looked like it's gonna be probably the fall of 2021. I want to take my time. I ain't gonna rush nothing.
Okay.
I got Stan the Man on the album producing. I got DJ Payne One. You know, I got my man B Frankie from Germany. You know what I mean? You know, Ricky High, a Cuzzo.
Rico, that's my little brother.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, Boom and all them. Yeah, Cuzzles. Yeah, they you know, he gonna be doing something on there for me, and hopefully I can get you on the production, and a couple other people I'm looking at right now. So I'm taking my time with it, you know, doing what I do, and yeah, I definitely appreciate you being on the pop-up show with the Joker. Yeah, it's been a blessing, man. You know, I'm definitely gonna give you the link and make it do what it do, and you know, I hope you stay safe and wash your hands and stay prayed up. You know, even though we said try Jesus, we gonna try him all day long, man, because we definitely get God first in everything we do anyway. So you know what I mean? So you know, we definitely gonna keep on praying and keep praying for people to stay safe and everybody to overcome this situation together. And that's all we got is the Most High. So that's it. You know?
Indeed.
No doubt. No doubt, man. You know, man, I appreciate you, man. We could definitely.
Likewise, man.
All right, now peace.
Peace, beloved.
You'll be loving, no doubt. Yeah, shout out to my man Thugzman. And we definitely gonna get up out of here. We appreciate everybody tuned in. Appreciate everybody that's tuned in with the comments and making it do what it do. And we gonna make it do what it do. And no doubt, you know, shout out to people that commented and all that and sharing. And we hope to see you on the next go round. We up out of here, no doubt.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg.